The most comical thing about this battle is that the delusional Kendrick Lamar fans think that Kendrick Lamar defeated Drake in a rap battle. They really think that Kendrick Lamar won. That's the funniest thing about it. But there are still a lot of people out there who are even asking a question like, why are they saying that Kendrick Lamar won? The reason that Drake won, this was not an unbiased battle. Even when Drake released Push Ups, which is an incredible record, when Drake released Push Ups and Tailor Made, the Kendrick Lamar stans were saying that, oh, well, those tracks didn't even beat like that, which means that they didn't want for Drake to win in the first place. A large majority of people hate Drake. So this is not judged based upon who had the better bars, who had the better clever lines, who had the better wordplay, who had the better schemes, the better angles. This was a battle judged based strictly off of pure favoritism, because majority of people hate Drake, so they wanted to see Drake lose. And that's why I say we come from two different eras. I just come to realize that I'm just the old head. I'm an old head now, because the way our generation growing up judged battles is much different than the way this generation is judging battles. I've seen Complex, who is very pro Kendrick Lamar. The media and the machine is behind Kendrick Lamar just as much as y'all think the machine is behind Drake. And they're trying to end Drake. Remember, Kanye West stated, we're enjoying, or there's this excitement of the elimination of Drake. So I'm seeing a bunch of biased opinions. But I seen Complex, one of the biggest major hip hop media sources, I've seen them say 10 reasons or 10 signs that Drake lost to Kendrick Lamar. Wait a second. If you have to tell me the 10 signs of why Kendrick Lamar defeated Drake in a rap battle, then Kendrick Lamar must then defeat Drake in a rap battle. Because you don't have to tell me the 10 signs for me to already know. That would just be obvious, right? You didn't need an article of 10 signs as to why Ether destroyed Jay-Z. There was no debate about that. It was no debate at all. But they're trying to push this narrative that Kendrick Lamar won by a landslide. And that's far from the truth. But in my opinion, the Heart Part 6 blew everything Kendrick did out the water. Totally destroyed it. Because he came from an angle of, I fed you the information. Everything that you thought would destroy me, I fed it to you. I sent the mole to your camp. So this makes you look crazy. And then you got people outraged and in an uproar because Drake took the molestation angle. Who cares? Remember, Kendrick Lamar put out these false allegations, or we don't even know if it's true or not. And you don't even have no receipts. So you're going to accuse this man of being a pedo. You're going to wish death on the man. Say that you hate him and you don't even know the man. You don't even know this nigga. It ain't like you grew up with him and y'all, became enemies and he hit your girl or he took somebody out in your family. You just went on record and expressed how majority of people felt all across the world, which is that they hate Drake. But like I said, I've come from the old school. The way we judge battles is much different than the way y'all judge battles, this newer generation. Because there is no, oh, that's not right. I think Drake, he took it too far by talking about Kendrick Lamar being molested. It was no, we taking it too far. But guess what? If it was the other way around, which the pedo accusations that Kendrick Lamar made against Drake, if Drake made those accusations against Kendrick Lamar, and if Kendrick Lamar would have made the molestation accusation against Drake, they would have said it's fair game. This battle to me was like seeing a close fight go to the scorecards. The crowd is already biased. The judges, all three of the judges are biased. So ultimately, who's going to win? Clearly you can see Drake won the fight based on pure skill. But as I said, the angles, Drake was rapping with a purpose. It was judged unfairly. The roles were reversed. If Kendrick Lamar released Push Ups, Tailor Made, Family Matters, and then dropped the Heart Part 6, then y'all would have said, oh, Kendrick Lamar, that was a masterpiece. That's an instant classic. It's favoritism because they're pushing this cult-like mentality. You got Drake house getting shot up now, businesses getting vandalized. Then on top of that, soon as Drake put out the Heart Part 6, you go look in the comments, Kendrick Lamar fans are already defensive. They're already defending him. They're already trolling Drake. They talked about the dislike ratio. If you felt like Kendrick Lamar won, why are you going to dislike all the Drake videos? Why are you going to swarm his track and dislike it? And as someone said, The Kendrick Lamar stands, y'all moving like a person who have loser behavior. That's not winner behavior. Because if y'all won, y'all be sitting back chilling. But as I said, they're trying to bully people into conforming into this one thought. Everybody thinking alike. We're all entitled to our opinions. They got mad when Cameron and Mace said that Drake was winning. They wouldn't allow Drake to win. In my opinion, it's a split decision, and Drake won. You don't have to tell me the 10 signs of Kendrick Lamar winning. You don't have to keep telling me that Kendrick Lamar won. Like, you go in the shade room comments, everybody like for a Kendrick Lamar won button. Why do you have to say that if you know Kendrick Lamar won? Obviously, he didn't win. Kendrick Lamar is going to go back to being irrelevant. Drake going to stay right at the top where he was at. You're not going to be able to take his throne. Kendrick Lamar should have automatically been disqualified for taking the Pusha T approach. If he had a daughter from the world, this is basically like saying, we need to be in your business. No, that ain't none of y'all business. They ain't got nothing to do with you. How Drake moved throughout this whole battle, if Kendrick Lamar would have did the exact same thing, they would have said he won. Drake defeated Kendrick Lamar. I ain't saying this by a landslide, but he eased out the battle. With push-ups and Taylor Made, I don't think none of Kendrick Lamar tracks lived up to the hype. They act like it was ether level. It was not. He's not capable of putting out an ether record. And the only reason they like that Not Like Us song is because the marketing side of it, the memes, putting it on the shade room. The song is trash. It's horrible. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Like, are you serious? It's like nowadays, the more mediocre you are, you're considered the greatest. And that's what Kendrick Lamar is. He's the most mediocre rapper of all time. And that's why Drake won, because you don't have to convince us that Drake won. Lupe Fiasco said, Drake clearly a better rapper than Kendrick Lamar. Uncle Luke, all these rappers, Joel Santana, and they're getting bullied, and now they're saying, oh, they had a failed rap career. Gilly the Kid, y'all don't know nothing about rap. Gilly the Kid is, oh my God. Majority of the things that Kendrick Lamar stated in a lot of his raps were fabricated. There were songs where he was rapping off beat. You know, the reason why Ether was a memorable diss track, executed it perfectly. The beat was fire. Everything went hand in hand. Then they got a nerve to say Drake is a colonizer. Kendrick Lamar is very hypocritical. How can you call Drake a colonizer, but then in the same breath, praise and support Eminem when Eminem referred to himself as the rap Elvis? Did he not? And we all know Elvis and his history and how he took credit for rock and roll, took all the credit for rock and roll when we know that blacks created rock and roll. See, you can never deceive he who is educated. You can't con me. But how can you call Drake a colonizer? Eminem calls himself the rap Elvis. Did Elvis not marry a 14-year-old girl? But you want to throw these pedo claims out at Drake? Make it make sense. Drake has far more songs empowering black women. I don't even know if Drake ever used the B word. I can list a bunch of songs that Drake has where he's empowering women. Y'all don't want to have that conversation. This is why Kendrick Lamar lost, because you could refute and you could debunk every single claim, narrative that he came with. Didn't Eminem do a song bashing black women? So the same person that you're criticizing and attacking in Drake, you're supporting someone who did something 10 times worse than Drake did. That's why Kendrick Lamar lost. You see Joe Budden, all these major platforms doing whatever they can to convince you that Drake lost. And there's a reason why. They're trying to brainwash you. That's all it is. Clearly Drake won. And this is how you know that people are so biased. When you're so biased, it clouds your judgment. You're so infatuated with Kendrick Lamar. A lot of people are just plain haters of Drake. So they're just going to go along with the get along. But this is how you know they're so biased, right? They say, well, how can you like a track where Drake is on the defense? It sounds like he's waving the white flag. When did Drake ever say he was waving the white flag? You interpreted that way because ultimately that's what you wanted. You didn't want for Drake to respond. Y'all want for Drake to give up, so y'all can have a reason to say that Kendrick Lamar won, which is what y'all did. Y'all looking for any reason to give Kendrick Lamar the victory. But y'all didn't do that a few weeks ago. Speaking about being on the defense, remember Kendrick Lamar, it almost took Kendrick Lamar 3 weeks to respond. By y'all logic, which is flawed, Kendrick Lamar already lost because he was on the defense after Drake put out push-ups and Tailor Made. Kendrick Lamar had to respond to Tailor Made, which is him being on the defense. Make it make sense. We must come from two different eras. This generation takes responding to someone as being on the defense and it automatically says you're guilty. You lost. But the battle rap that I came up in, that I grew up in, whenever a battle rapper or the person's opponent makes a claim about them, has a scheme about them, or put out these allegations, whatever they say about them, the artist has a chance to rebuttal. See, y'all willing to move the goalpost for Kendrick Lamar, but when it comes to Drake, y'all shorten the goalpost. Y'all don't like him because y'all wanted for him to lose. But Drake didn't lose. And as time goes on, more and more people are going to say, oh, well, Drake won. Tailor Made really should have been a closed casket because it was an Eminem 8 Mile moment. Drake confirmed my theory, which is what I said, that Kendrick Lamar behind the scenes had Tailor Made removed. It was like a slap on the wrist. You beat us at our own game. We can't have that. And what did Tupac Estate say? Kendrick is the home team. So it's favoritism. They purposely try to sue him. But as I said, the Heart Part 6 closed the casket. You're done. To me, the Heart Part 6 was the headshot. And if Kendrick Lamar don't respond, he lost. Kendrick Lamar can't even do the Heart Part 6 now. He got to skip to the Heart Part 7 because Drake already destroyed him. That's a chess move. What was everybody saying? Leading up to Kendrick Lamar responding or supposedly responding to Drake's Tailor Made and Push-Ups track, they said he was going to come back with the Heart Part 6. Checkmate. Drake already did it and destroyed him with it. Nobody gonna hold his feet to the fire for allegedly beating his wife? Oh, so because Kendrick Lamar says, don't tell no lies about me, I won't tell no truths about you, automatically makes him the truth teller? It automatically proves that he's telling the truth and Drake just telling all these lies? We in two different worlds now, bruh.